Hi friends, in this video I'm planning to explain how to protect a Moodle quiz. I'm going to explain the quiz settings and how to protect the quiz from copying. As we know that sometimes the students will, if you're giving a quiz, the students can right click and copy that quiz questions, and they can search that quiz to some resources like internet or textbooks they can refer. All these things is possible. So to avoid that, we can protect the quiz with a password as well as disable the right clicking and selection properties. I'm going to explain that. Okay, so just going to the test quiz, you go to the quiz settings, edit settings. The timings, you know that actually timings, whichever the times you want to give the quiz, enable this and you can add your favorite time for the quiz. Time limit is also be there. You click the enable button and how many minutes you want to give for the quiz can be given. This is for the time frame where the quiz will be open from which date to which date. But if the students start the quiz, this is the time limit. For example, if the quiz is 15 questions and you are giving 15 minutes, you can enable here and you can give the 15 minutes here. So once the students start the quiz will end within 15 minutes. But this open quiz and close quiz is just for a time frame from which date to which date or which time to which time the quiz is available in the site. Okay. So I always select this one, open attempts and submitted automatically, because this is always be easy for us. Then grade attempts allowed. So in the grading sections, this is the thing I'm usually changing, that attempts allowed, because most of the time I'm giving one attempt, because the students can give only one attempt. If they have some issues, they need to ask permission for us to redo again. So you can give us a special sanction for them to re-attempt the quiz. Otherwise, there's a chance the students can search the resources and finding out the answer and redo again the quiz. Okay, so attempt allowed, usually I'm giving one. Then layout, every questions repaginate. This is always be better. Every questions in a single page you can see only one question each. Okay, not like all questions in a single page. Then question behavior, deferred feedback is always be better. Shuffle within the questions, this is always be click yes. That's always be good for getting a better result. Then this is the review options. You can see here, this is during the attempt, this is immediately after the attempt, this is later while the quiz is still open, because the time frame is important. If the time frame is not finished, you can see then after the quiz is closed. If the time frame of the quiz is over, what the students can visualize. So majority of the time, if the students, if you don't want to show the correct answer to the students during the time of quiz or after the quiz, you can uncheck all the things according to that. If you're unchecking all the things like this, you know, the students cannot get the correct answer. You can see here the correct answer, and they can see only their marks and our feedback. And after the quiz is closed, they cannot see anything else because everything is unchecked. If you want to show them their marks and their feedbacks even after the quiz is closed, I mean the time frame is closed, you can click and select all the things. Okay, so you can this is for after the quiz is closed. You can check all the things. If you really want to show them their marks or feedbacks or anything else, you can. Then for appearances, all the things is okay, no need. Extra restrictions is important. If you really want to give some extra restrictions, you know that majority of the time the major worry for a lecturer is because if you are giving the online tests, there's a higher chance the students can check the resources and answer it, or they can simply call their friends, or their group discussions can be. So these are all the things will affect the proper grading. You know, so you can give some restrictions for them. So like you can require a password to open the quiz. You can give some passwords over here. Click there and give some passwords. And as well as, it's very important because majority of the time you know that actually the students can easily, for example, I will show you that for example, if this is a quiz, see, you can the students can easily copy all the things, like because I already switched off the right clicking, but still they can select the quiz and they can search these questions to the website and finding out the answer. Or it's very easy, they can be copied to somewhere and search it. Or these are the things can do that. So you need to avoid all these things to select it and copy to somewhere. So what you need to do is, it's very important, in the browser security, you can click full screen pop-up with some JavaScript security. You click here like that, and you click here for entering some password for starting the quiz. If you're giving this browser security, it's very important. I will show you that what's the importance of this. Then overall feedback, which are the feedbacks you want to give, you can give over here. Common module settings, restrict access, you can restrict the access. For example, if you have different groups of students, like cohort 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you want to give multiple choice questions for cohort 4 only, and all these groups are already enrolled for this course, all of them can access this quiz. If you really want to access only for the cohort 4, you can create a group and give the restrictions, add restrictions like group or groupings, like you can give the restrictions, so they can only access the quiz. So it's easy for you to get a grade for a proper cohorts. Then all the things are not so important. So I'm going to the course, return back the course. See, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to search like because I am an administrator now, so I'm going to switch role to student, and I'm going to attend this quiz. Click here. You can see here, it is not possible to select the question. Right clicking is not possible. Selection is not possible. So it's a good restriction you already given for the students, so they cannot simply copy and paste to somewhere and search for the answer. All these things cannot be used. So this is because of I already give some browser security. I show you that in the settings. That's very important for that. Okay, so I'm returned to my normal view. In the quiz settings, it's very important, extra restrictions, show more, and click this browser security. It's very important actually. If you switched on this full screen pop-up with some JavaScript security, the students cannot copy the questions, or they cannot right click in that, because it's open to a special pop-up window, so they cannot do anything over there. Okay, so that's all about how to protect your Moodle quiz from copying, and as well as some of the Moodle quiz settings. Thanks for listening.